Hello my lovelies, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma, this is Charlie, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some releases for the first 3 months of 2022 that I am very excited to give a go. Okay, so the first book that I wanted to talk to you about is one that everybody is talking about, and that is To Paradise by Hanya Yanagihara. I have both of her other books on my shelves. Sorry. And I haven't got to them yet, but I am anticipating loving them, and so I'm anticipating loving her new one too. It is released on the 11th of January, and I think this is slightly different to her other books in that it spans 3 timelines. I think there's alternate history vibes around the AIDS epidemic and that sort of thing, and then it skips forward to about 100 years in the future and looking at what society would be like under a totalitarian regime. So it sounds really interesting. I'm a little bit nervous going in because I attempted to read Cloud Atlas earlier this year and really didn't get on with it, and that was a similar sort of thing over multiple timelines, but nonetheless I'm very excited to give it a go. So I should probably just mention at this point that I am struggling for filming time. So right now it is 8:10 in the morning and my 2-year-old is sat right behind you. So if you hear some waffling coming from that direction, that is why. But because I'm trying to do 3 videos a week at the moment and I want to do videos every day between Christmas and New Year, life is busy. There are very small pockets of time to do stuff, and this is one of them. So I'm trying my best. The next book that I wanted to talk to you about is actually a non-fiction, and that's Madhouse at the End of the Earth by Julian Sancton, and this will be released on the 27th of January. This one follows what happened on the Violetta, which is a ship that went to the Antarctic and basically got frozen in the waters up there for a whole winter. And the story, or the book, is made up of sort of diary entries and stuff from the crew from that time and how they survived and effectively their descent into madness in that time, obviously being stuck in confined quarters. There were rats everywhere. So yeah, it sounds really interesting. Very keen to give that one a go. The next one that I want to discuss is Paradais by Fernanda Melchor, which is being released on the 22nd of March. Sorry, these are in a bit of a all over the shop order because I haven't had time to order them. But this is the author of Hurricane Season, which again is one that I haven't read yet, but I really want to, and it's had such rave reviews. Keen to see what else this author is coming with. This is a translated book, translated I believe from Spanish, it might be Portuguese. The author is South American. And this one I don't know super loads about, but I know it focuses on 2 teenagers who are sort of living their teenage lives and like dreaming of like the woman across the complex or whatever. But then it takes a bit of a more macabre turn as they try to fulfill their wishes. Again, I think it's set in Brazil, somewhere in South America, I'm not sure exactly where, but it sounds really interesting, and given the comments that I've seen on Hurricane Season, I'm expecting this to be quite dark, which if you've been following my channel, you know it's right up my alley. The next book I wanted to talk to you about is No Land to Light On by Yara. Zgheib, apologies if that's pronounced wrong, which is due to be released on the 4th of January. And this one is about a Syrian couple living in Boston who are separated when they try to come back into the country following a funeral. And the husband is detained by the border police. So obviously this is quite relevant given the things that have happened over the last 18 months around immigration, particularly in the States. And yeah, I haven't heard of this author before. but it sounds a really interesting premise. Obviously, it is the reality that a lot of people have lived, and it's something that I don't know a huge amount about. So yeah, keen to pick that one up. The next one that has piqued my interest is a book called The Final Case, which is written by David Guterson, and is due to be released on the 11th of January. And this one is about a Christian couple who have been charged for the murder of their Ugandan adoptive daughter. And it's told from the perspective of the lawyer who's representing them. And it just sounds pretty chilling. And yeah, an interesting exploration of sort of cross-cultural adoption, faith and racism. So yeah, keen to see what comes through in that story. Again, it's an author I've not read from before, so I'm not really sure what to expect going in, but the synopsis just intrigued me, so it's gone on the list. Next up, we have the new Isabel Allende book, Violetta. This is due for release on the 25th of January, and this follows an old woman who's 100 years old, and she writes a letter to the love of her life, talking through the things that have happened to her, the experiences that she's had, and I guess what happened in their relationship. I don't know whether this person is still alive, if she married him, if it was a lost love. I literally don't know more than that, but yeah, keen to give it a go. And obviously Isabel Allende is a highly popular author, so yeah, keen on that one. Okay, I have another non-fiction for you now, and this sounds so good. It sounds right up my alley. It's called A Taste for Poison by Neil Bradbury, and it's due to be released on the 1st of February. And in this book, Neil Bradbury talks through 11 different poisons, how they work, how they came to be in existence, killers that have used these poisons in before in infamous murders. And yeah, so all of those things sound quite interesting. I am particularly interested in the sort of like biological side of it, the biochemistry side, how they work, how they affect the body, and why. And yeah, I just think that sounds really, really interesting. So yeah, let me know if I'm mad or if other people think that sounds really cool as well. Okay, then I have a sci-fi for you. So that is Mickey 7 by Edward Ashton, which is due to be released on the 15th of February. And I really want to read more sci-fi. And this one sounded particularly interesting, and it follows a human who's off on a planet, like scoping out some natives from that planet. And he is replaced by his clone. So clearly we live in a futuristic world where there are clones, and once you die or you're not useful anymore, they replace you with like a fresh clone. So this happens, and the main character has to hide effectively while also working out what's going on this planet. So yeah, that sounds cool. I will be honest, the title piqued my interest because of Johnny Five. If anyone's ever watched that film, I was like, oh, it sounds like that. But obviously the synopsis is nothing like that. But yeah, it sounds fabulous. Keen to give it a go. As I say, definitely want to pick up some more sci-fi this year. So that sounds like a good place, as good a place as any to give a go on new releases. And finally, we have the new Kate Quinn, which is due out on the 29th of March and is going to be called The Diamond Eye. This is based on a true story, and similar to her other books, this is based in World War II. But this time we are following a Russian woman, Mila someone or other. I can't read my own handwriting. And she was a librarian before the war, and then she turned into a sniper. So yeah, librarian to sniper in the Second World War. Man, how interesting does that sound? And based on a true story. So yes, give me that book. I want to read it. Yeah, and I think that was 10 books, but those are the 10 that I'm really looking forward to. Apologies that we've had a little interloper for the video, but yeah. Let me know what books you are looking forward to reading so that I can add them to my ridiculously large TBR. And I will see you again soon with another one. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.